Welcome to the Abyss of Terror. Tonight, I present to you 5 true gas station horror stories that will send shivers down your spine. In the dead of night, gas stations transform into hallowed grounds for the macabre. These true encounters, whispered accounts of unimaginable horrors, will forever haunt those who dare to pass by, from possessed dolls to vengeful spirits. Each tale grips you with fear, blurring the lines between reality and nightmares. Step into this tapestry of terror, where darkness becomes a refuge. Tonight, as you immerse yourself in these chilling stories, allow Creepy Horse's tales of terror to guide you into a slumber like no other. Embrace the night and indulge in the dread and dreams that await. Creepy Horse's tales of terror will be your companion through the darkness.
In the small town of Crestfall, nestled among dense forests, there stood a solitary gas station. It was an old establishment, its neon sign flickering weakly in the night sky. Abigail, a young woman, worked there as a cashier, surrounded by the humdrum routine of ringing up customers. But on this particular night, a shadow would cast a sinister pall over her life. As the clock struck midnight, Abigail locked up the store, feeling a sense of relief as she stepped out into the cool night air. Little did she know that lurking in the shadows was a man, his eyes gleaming with an unsettling hunger. He had been watching her for weeks, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Unaware of the danger, Abigail walked briskly toward her car. Suddenly, a voice pierced the silence, sending a chill down her spine. Well. If it isn't Abigail, the man sneered, his voice dripping with malice. Abigail's heart raced as she turned to face him. Who are you? What do you want? He stepped closer, his face contorted by a menacing grin. Oh, Abigail, don't be afraid. I'm just a lonely admirer. I've been watching you, you see. Every night, as you worked behind that counter, I couldn't help but fall in love. Fear gripped Abigail's chest, her voice trembling. This isn't love. This is stalking. Leave me alone. He chuckled darkly. Oh, my sweet Abigail, you don't understand. You and I are destined to be together. Forever. Her mind raced with terror, adrenaline pumping through her veins. She needed to escape this nightmare. I'm calling the police, she shouted, fumbling for her phone. But before she could dial, the stalker lunged at her, his hands reaching for her throat. Abigail fought back, her survival instincts kicking in. She clawed at his face, delivering desperate strikes, willing herself to break free from his grasp. With a surge of strength, Abigail managed to push him away and sprinted toward her car. The engine roared to life as she slammed the door shut, tears streaming down her face. She glanced in the rearview mirror, catching a glimpse of the man disappearing into the shadows. Trembling, Abigail sped away from the gas station, the image of the stalker burned into her mind. She knew she had narrowly escaped a tragic fate. But the terror was far from over. Weeks turned into months, and Abigail lived in constant fear, her eyes darting around every corner, never feeling safe. The police investigation yielded no leads, and the stalker remained elusive. One stormy night, as Abigail prepared for bed, a chilling sound echoed through her house. Footsteps. She froze, her heart pounding in her ears. Panic consumed her as she realized he had found her. Abigail, my love, a voice whispered from the darkness. I told you we were destined to be together. Tears streamed down her face as she searched for an escape route. Her heart pounded with desperation. Please, just leave me alone. Why are you doing this? The stalker emerged from the shadows, his eyes glinting with madness. You can't escape destiny, Abigail. Our love will endure. Forever. With a surge of adrenaline, Abigail fought back, her survival instinct taking hold. She grabbed a nearby lamp and swung it with all her might, connecting with the stalker's head. He staggered, but his grip on her remained firm. As they struggled, a flash of lightning illuminated the room, revealing a shard of broken glass from a shattered window. Abigail's eyes widened with a desperate realization. With one final burst of strength, she broke free from his grasp and seized the glass. In a desperate act of self-defense, Abigail slashed at the stalker, the shard cutting through the air with a deadly precision. Blood sprayed, mingling with the storm outside as he crumpled to the ground. Breathless and trembling, Abigail stood over the fallen stalker, the weight of her ordeal crashing down upon her. The terror that had haunted her for so long was finally vanquished, but the scars would forever remain. As the sirens wailed in the distance, Abigail knew she had survived a nightmare few could comprehend. The dramatic chapter of her life had come to a close, but the echoes of her harrowing experience would resonate within her forever, a reminder of the strength she found amidst the darkness. And so, Abigail emerged from the darkness, a survivor, her spirit forever changed by the haunting encounters at the gas station, vowing to reclaim her life and find solace in the light. Once upon a moonless night, in a desolate corner of the countryside, a young couple named Emily and Jacob found themselves on a dark road, their car low on fuel. Panic surged through their veins as the last flicker of their headlights illuminated an old gas station in the distance. With no other option, they pulled up, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and hope. The gas station appeared deserted, its flickering neon sign casting eerie shadows that danced menacingly across the cracked pavement. Reluctantly, Emily and Jacob stepped out of their car, shivering in the chilly air. The distant howling of wind echoed through the trees, magnifying their sense of isolation. Jacob surveyed the desolate surroundings. "This place gives me the creeps," he muttered, glancing uneasily at the flickering lights. "But we have no choice. Let's just fill up the tank and get out of here." Emily nodded, her eyes darting nervously around. "Agreed. Let's make it quick." As they approached the rusted pumps, a feeling of unease gripped them. The atmosphere was suffocating, as if the very air held a secret. The couple noticed an unusual door tucked away in the corner of the gas station, marked "Cycle Pass." Driven by curiosity and desperate to escape their anxiety, they decided to investigate. Pushing open the door, a blast of cold air greeted them, as though they had entered a realm untouched by time. The interior was dimly lit, with a narrow, winding corridor stretching before them. Reluctantly, they ventured forth, their steps growing more hesitant with each passing moment. The walls seemed to close in, the air grew heavy, and a sense of impending doom enveloped them. Shadows danced and whispered in the periphery of their vision, giving life to their darkest fears. Jacob clutched Emily's hand, his voice trembling. "Do you think we should go back? This place feels wrong." Emily squeezed his hand reassuringly. "We've come this far. Let's see where it leads us." With trembling hands, they reached a junction where the corridor split into 3 paths. An icy chill ran down their spines, as they sensed malevolent eyes upon them. A voice echoed through the chamber, barely audible, yet dripping with malice. "Choose wisely, for your destiny hangs in the balance," it whispered, sending a shiver down their spines. Emily's voice wavered as she spoke, her eyes darting between the paths. "What do we do, Jacob? How do we choose?" Jacob's face contorted with determination. "We stick together. No matter what happens, we stay together. Let's take the path to the right. Maybe it's our way out of here." The path twisted and turned, the walls closing in, as though mocking their feeble attempt to escape. The air grew thick with an unsettling presence, and the stench of decay assaulted their senses. Whispers grew louder, forming into unintelligible words that crawled beneath their skin. Emily clutched her chest, her voice barely a whisper. "Something doesn't feel right, Jacob. I'm scared." Jacob wrapped his arm around her, offering what little comfort he could. "We'll get through this, Emily. We have to." Suddenly, they found themselves in a chamber filled with grotesque figures. Shadows danced upon the walls, casting distorted shapes that seemed to writhe with a life of their own. The figures turned to face Emily and Jacob, their twisted forms frozen in an eternal torment. Heart pounding, Emily squeezed Jacob's hand, silently promising to fight for their survival. But before they could react, the figures lunged forward, their claw-like hands reaching for their throats. The couple screamed, their pleas for mercy echoing through the chamber. In that moment of despair, the world around them shifted once more. Emily and Jacob found themselves back at the gas station, the cycle pass door vanishing as quickly as it had appeared. Their car sat before them, its engine purring with life. Breathless and shaken, they scrambled into the vehicle, their minds clouded with the nightmarish ordeal they had just endured. As they sped away from the gas station, they cast one last glance at the foreboding structure, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that they had escaped a fate worse than death. From that day forward, Emily and Jacob swore to never speak of their harrowing experience, knowing that the cycle pass at the gas station held secrets too terrifying to be shared. The memory of that night would forever haunt their dreams, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurks just beyond the veil of our reality. Officer Mark Reynolds patrolled the quiet streets of Maplewood, a small town nestled amidst rolling hills. One fateful night, his routine took an eerie turn as he received a call about a disturbance near a gas station on the outskirts of town. Little did he know that this encounter would plunge him into a terrifying battle against an ancient evil. As Mark approached the gas station, his flashlight cast long shadows across the deserted lot. He noticed a dumpster in the corner, its lid ajar, as if beckoning him into the darkness. Intrigued, he cautiously approached, his hand resting on the hilt of his service weapon. Peering into the dumpster, Mark's heart skipped a beat. There, nestled among discarded trash, was a worn and tattered doll. Its cracked porcelain face seemed frozen in a sinister grin, its eyes bearing an otherworldly glimmer. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. His curiosity getting the better of him, Mark reached in and retrieved the doll, his fingers trembling slightly. As he held it, an icy shiver ran down his spine, as if an invisible presence had brushed against his soul. He dismissed the sensation as mere superstition, unaware of the malevolent force that had now been unleashed. That night, as Mark returned to his quiet home, strange occurrences began to unfold. The doll seemed to move on its own, shifting positions when he wasn't looking. Its eyes followed him with a haunting gaze, its presence becoming an unshakable weight upon his sanity. One evening, as Mark sat alone in his living room, the doll's voice pierced the silence, a whisper that seemed to crawl beneath his skin. "Officer Mark Reynolds. I've come to play," it hissed, its tone dripping with malevolence. Fear coursed through Mark's veins as he shot up from his chair, his heart pounding in his chest. "This can't be happening," he exclaimed, his voice laced with desperation. "I need to get rid of it, to break this curse." But no matter how many times Mark attempted to dispose of the doll, it always returned, as if drawn to him by an unseen force. Its haunting presence invaded his every waking moment, driving him to the brink of madness. Sleepless nights turned into torment as the doll's voice grew louder, its whispers echoing through Mark's mind. It taunted him, revealing the darkness hidden within his soul, exploiting his deepest fears and regrets. Mark knew he had to find a way to end this nightmare, to free himself from the clutches of this malevolent entity. With desperation in his eyes, Mark sought the help of an old occult expert, Professor Evelyn Hartley. She delved into ancient texts, her eyes widening with a mixture of awe and terror as she unraveled the doll's sinister origins. "The doll," Professor Hartley explained, her voice quivering, "is a vessel for an ancient demon. It seeks to possess the living, to sow chaos and despair." Trembling, Mark pleaded for a solution. "Please, Professor, there must be something we can do to stop it." Together, they embarked on a perilous journey, delving into ancient rituals and forbidden incantations. The stakes were high, for failure would mean eternal damnation for Mark and untold horrors unleashed upon the world. Finally, standing before the doll in a candlelit chamber, Mark and Professor Hartley began the ritual to bind the demon to its prison once more. Their voices echoed through the room, each word resonating with the weight of their collective will. As the final incantation left their lips, a blinding light engulfed the doll, its haunting presence finally banished. Mark collapsed to the ground, gasping for breath, the weight of the ordeal finally lifted from his weary soul. In the aftermath, Mark and Professor Hartley burned the doll, reducing it to ash. The darkness that had consumed Mark's life had been defeated, but the scars remained. He would forever carry the knowledge of the evil that lurks in the shadows, a constant reminder of the fragility of his own humanity. With newfound strength and a deeper understanding of the forces that exist beyond our comprehension, Mark vowed to protect others from the horrors he had witnessed. The doll's malevolent legacy was extinguished, but its memory would forever serve as a reminder of the darkness that lies in wait, ready to consume the unwary. In the depths of a moonless night, Sarah and Michael, a young couple seeking refuge from a storm, stumbled upon a gas station seemingly frozen in time. The air crackled with an eerie energy as they stepped inside, unaware of the malevolent presence that awaited them. The gas station appeared empty, its flickering fluorescent lights casting haunting shadows across the worn linoleum floor. Sarah's voice quivered as she spoke. "Something feels off about this place, Michael." Michael shrugged, trying to mask his own unease. "It's just an old gas station, babe. Let's just grab some supplies and get back on the road." As they perused the shelves, an unsettling feeling washed over them. The whispers of the wind outside seemed to intertwine with the faint murmurs of conversation within the store. Sarah's eyes widened as she noticed figures in the corner of her vision, indistinct but undeniably human. "Did you see that?" she whispered, clutching Michael's arm. Michael's heart raced as he glanced around, his voice hushed. "Yeah, I did. This place gives me the creeps." Suddenly, a voice broke through the eerie silence, resonating from the deepest corners of the gas station. "Welcome, weary travelers, to your final destination." Sarah and Michael froze, their eyes darting towards the source of the voice. A shiver ran down their spines as the figures they had glimpsed materialized into ghostly forms, their eyes hollow and their expressions frozen in perpetual torment. "What? What's happening?" Sarah stammered, her voice trembling. The ghosts advanced, their ethereal fingers grazing Sarah and Michael's skin with an icy chill. "We are trapped, lost souls bound to this gas station," one of them spoke, his voice filled with anguish. "Beware, for you are now part of our eternal purgatory." Fear turned to determination in Sarah and Michael's eyes. They knew they had to fight for their survival, to break free from this spectral nightmare. With adrenaline coursing through their veins, they fled deeper into the gas station, pursued by the relentless phantoms. As they raced through the aisles, Sarah's eyes caught sight of an old journal resting on a dusty shelf. She grabbed it, her hands trembling, and flipped through its pages. The journal detailed a ritual, a means to release the trapped souls and break the curse. "We have to perform this ritual," Sarah exclaimed, her voice laced with hope. "It might be our only chance." Michael nodded, his determination mirrored in his eyes. They gathered the necessary items, their trembling hands working with a desperate urgency. The ghosts closed in, their moans of anguish echoing through the gas station. With the ritual prepared, Sarah and Michael chanted the incantation, their voices rising above the cacophony of the spirits. The air crackled with energy as the room filled with blinding light. In a burst of ethereal flames, the ghosts vanished, their anguished cries fading into nothingness. Exhausted but victorious, Sarah and Michael stood amidst the wreckage of the gas station. The curse had been broken, and the haunting had come to an end. But as they turned to leave, a plot twist unfolded before them. The gas station itself morphed into a decrepit ruin, a mere facade for the twisted spirits it had housed. In its place stood a desolate landscape, a barren wasteland stretching as far as the eye could see. The couple's realization sank in, they had never stumbled upon a gas station, but rather a gateway to an otherworldly realm. With heavy hearts and a newfound understanding of the supernatural, Sarah and Michael embarked on a treacherous journey through the desolate realm, their survival instincts guiding them as they sought an escape. The battle to survive had only just begun, and they knew they would face unimaginable horrors in their quest for freedom. As they disappeared into the night, their footsteps echoing in the eerie silence, the gas station remained, a reminder of the darkness that lingers on the fringes of our world. The couple's fight for survival had led them into a nightmare far beyond their wildest imagination. leaving them forever changed and forever haunted by the memories of the haunted gas station that was more than it seemed. In the desolate expanse of Death Valley, amidst the scorching heat and barren landscapes, a lone gas station stood as a beacon of civilization. Bethany, a young and ambitious woman, had taken up the role of the gas station clerk, seeking solitude and a change of pace from the hustle and bustle of city life. Little did she know that her decision would thrust her into a realm of unimaginable terror. Days turned into weeks as Bethany manned the station, the isolated location attracting only the occasional lost traveler. It was a quiet evening when a weary wanderer entered the gas station, his eyes filled with a mix of desperation and trepidation. "Good evening," Bethany greeted the stranger, her voice echoing in the empty station. "What can I help you with?" The man glanced around, seemingly uneasy. "Just some gas and directions, if you don't mind." Bethany obliged, providing the man with the necessary supplies and pointing him in the right direction. As he departed, an inexplicable chill swept through the air, leaving Bethany on edge. Night fell, and the desolate surroundings grew even more haunting. A flickering light bulb swung gently overhead as Bethany restocked the shelves, her thoughts consumed by the strange encounter. Suddenly, a presence materialized beside her, causing her heart to skip a beat. "Who's there?" she called out, her voice quivering. A ghostly figure emerged from the shadows, its form translucent and ethereal. "Do not fear, young one," the ghost spoke, its voice carrying a haunting echo. "I am the spirit of a lost traveler, forever trapped in this forsaken place." Bethany's breath caught in her throat as she listened to the ghost's tale. The gas station, it seemed, was a waypoint between the realm of the living and the realm of the dead, a purgatory for those who had lost their way. "Please," the ghost pleaded, its voice tinged with sorrow. "Help me find the closure I seek. Set my soul free." Bethany, driven by compassion and a thirst for adventure, accepted the ghost's request. Together, they embarked on a perilous journey through Death Valley, guided by fragments of memory and the ghost's unwavering determination. As they delved deeper into the arid wasteland, Bethany encountered unimaginable horrors, a labyrinth of shifting sands, a malicious sandstorm that threatened to consume them, and a treacherous maze of rock formations. The gas station clerk found herself questioning her sanity as she faced the craziest and most terrifying experiences of her life, but the biggest shock awaited her at the journey's end. Upon reaching the ghost's final resting place, a desolate grave marked by a weathered headstone, the truth unraveled with chilling clarity. "You have been my unwitting pawn, Bethany," the ghost whispered, its voice no longer filled with sorrow but with a malevolent glee. "Now, your soul shall join me in eternal torment." Betrayed and trapped, Bethany fought against the ghost's grasp, her survival instinct kicking into overdrive. In a desperate act of defiance, she mustered every ounce of strength and uttered an incantation learned during their arduous journey. The plot twist unfolded as the ghost recoiled in pain, its ethereal form dissipating into nothingness. The ghost was not a lost traveler seeking closure, but a vengeful spirit luring unsuspecting victims to their doom. Exhausted but triumphant, Bethany returned to the gas station, forever changed by her encounter. She understood that Death Valley held secrets far darker than she could have imagined. With newfound wisdom and resilience, she continued her role as the gas station clerk, ever vigilant against the malevolent spirits that roamed the desolate landscapes. And so, the gas station in Death Valley remained a place of mystery and danger as unsuspecting souls ventured into its clutches, unknowing of the horrors that awaited them. Bethany's story served as a chilling reminder that even in the most desolate corners of the world, evil can lurk, waiting to ensnare the unwary in its deadly embrace.
Thank you, my fearless viewers, for joining me on this journey through the realms of darkness. I hope these tales of terror have sent chills down your spine and sparked a fascination for the macabre within you. Your support means the world to me, and I am truly grateful for each and every one of you. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay connected, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. By doing so, you'll be the first to know when I unleash new nightmares upon the world. You can also join me on all social media platforms to continue our journey together. Let's connect, share our love for horror, and exchange spine-chilling tales. Remember, every like and comment you leave helps this channel grow and reach more horror enthusiasts like yourself. It also signals to the algorithm that you want more bone-chilling content, so keep those likes coming. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, my dear viewers. By doing so, you'll never miss a new video, ensuring you're always on the edge of your seat, waiting for the next twisted tale to unfold. Thank you once again for your unwavering support. Together, we shall continue to explore the darkest corners of our imagination. Until next time, my brave souls, stay curious, stay brave, and may your dreams be haunted. This is Creepy Horse, bidding you farewell, until our paths cross again in the realms of terror.